Here's a big breaking news coming in. DU Professor Ratan Lal gets bail. DU Associate Professor Ratan Lal has now been granted bail on surety bond of 50,000 rupees. A huge amount of money as surety, 50,000 rupees that he has to now cough up to secure his bail. This is Ratan Lal who gets bail. Ratan Lal, remember, is a DU professor who put out an alleged derogatory comment. According to the police, this tried to create communal unrest. It was provocative, tried to create communal divide, etc. All those sections that were slapped against him. He was not given a notice. He was straight out arrested without information, without notice, without being told beforehand. Or without basically being given any opportunity to justify himself. He put out a tweet, a social media post where he spoke about the Shivling in a humorous manner, which the police have called as derogatory and trying to incite communal unrest. The Delhi University Professor Ratan Lal has now been produced before the Tis Hazari Court, and we hear that he's got bail. The DU Associate Professor will now, he's been given bail but with a surety bond of 50,000 rupees. Huge development coming in. Remember, you see visuals there on the right-hand side where students of the DU University extensively protested against the arrest of Ratan Lal, of their professor, calling it arbitrary. They said that it was unfair for the police to arrest Ratan Lal and that Ratan Lal was only making a comment of the Shivling in a humorous way. In fact, here you have Ratan Lal's counsel who further went on to justify that this was a comment that was made in a humorous way. It was unfair to arrest Ratan Lal without any notice. Amit Bharadwaj, who's been reporting right outside the court where Ratan Lal has now been produced and has received bail. Amit, bail has been granted to Ratan Lal amid all those the protesters there gathering outside the DU condemning this arrest. Ratan Lal will now receive bail after paying up a surety bond of 50,000 rupees. Take us through the charges against him and what was his real crime?
Absolutely right, Nabila. You know, Ratan Lal, professor at the Hindu College of Delhi University, has been granted bail by the Tis Hazari Court in the Chief Court of Siddharth Malik. He has been granted bail. And Ratan Lal will have to provide the surety bond of rupees 50,000. That is the only condition on which the bail has been granted to the Delhi University's associate professor. What is to be noted is that Delhi police had opposed the bail that was being granted to Ratan Lal. The argument was that if this individual does not go to jail, it will send a wrong message to the people, and there would be several instances where people might commit the same crime. Delhi police had also claimed that not only Ratan Lal had posted the objectionable comment on his social media profile, but had also repeated these claims on at least 2 videos on YouTube. So those were the arguments of Ratan Lal, of Delhi police against Ratan Lal's bail. But the bail has been granted. Now the due process of the legal process will be followed, after which Ratan Lal will be released from Delhi police's he's under Delhi police, with Delhi police right now. He'll be released after the bond.
Surety bond of 50,000 rupees, where Ratan Lal claims that he has been wrongfully arrested. All these offences are bailable, and then you have protesters, of course, the students there condemning the arrest, calling it arbitrary, and that this was just a comment made in with humour. But unfortunately, he has been arrested. He has now been granted bail.